Hi guys, welcome to Jay Today. Please subscribe if you're not already. So I was in work today and Katie Joy came on with that whole cult thing she did, the TikTok dancers, and it turns out she's been sued yet again. I didn't even realise she was being sued for the second time till I looked at it. She's been sued by what's his name from that TV show. I don't watch it, Todd Chrisley or something. I don't even know what they're suing her for, so I'm not even going to look into that. But yeah, so this TikTok dancer who her family are claiming that she's in a cult. Um, it's if you watch the TikToks, they're actually really good. And like they're claiming like they've all got blonde hair in it. So I mean, that obviously makes it a cult. But Katie did like a whole expose thing on it, and it was good. Like she interviewed like family members, ex church members, and it does kind of come off as a cult. They use like choreographers for the TikTok videos. I didn't even think that was a thing. Like I thought you just got up and kind of danced and made a twat out yourself. I didn't realize you had to pay choreographers and stuff like that. So this is Miranda Durick. I think that's how you say it. She's apparently in this N7 management group, which is owned by the church founder who is Robert Sheen, which is the one that's come out and spoken against Katie Joy, and he said that they're going to be seeking legal action against her. There's other people that have come out, like former cult members, as it's been called now, and have spoken out. This one said she said this about the sorry. She said this is how she was manipulated. When you look at this, you can understand how I was psychologically manipulated and damaged. What they are saying is that I am not smart and savvy enough. They had to break me down. They had to destroy me and get my money, said Chung, who claims that Robert defrauded out of 4 million failed in court. She tried to sue them in court to get her money back. Anyway, it didn't go through and she lost. So I don't know what actually happened with that. They made everyone in the church believe I was the dumbest person. They psychologically broke me, she added. As for being in love with church founder Shin, Choff scoffed and said he thinks every woman wants him. That is the biggest problem for a narcissist. They fully believe their delusions. I'll just have to show a picture of him. Well, this is the founder of the church, and all the people of the church think he's the prophet, and all the women are probably like madly in love with him. Even his ex-wife's still a member of the church. Whatever going on there, it's kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be sending my nudes to him very quickly, but he's everyone's like mad about him, thinks he's God. So there's God, everybody, and he drives a Bentley. Well, if you were God, you would drive a Bentley, wouldn't you? He probably has a helicopter as well. And then she goes on to say, I never wanted Robert. I knew who he was, broke and ugly. Well, he's got a Bentley, so he's not broke. But I mean, I'd agree with the other part. I don't want to ugly shame, but I mean, he's not God, is he? Um, the former church devotee who was a member of I don't know how to say that. I'm not even going to try. From 1996 until 2008, believes that Robert is teaching present day members that attacks on the church in the news on social media are persecution because they are only true followers of God. She claims the church preached that all worldly people are satanic and that those teachings likely continued in the present day church and would be applied to the controversy in its leadership now. The churches as well, you have to be invite only, so no one from the outside can go in unless you're invited in. So basically, they control everyone inside there. So no one can actually get in to really investigate anything. I think that's his first or second wife. He's a he's a funny looking bugger, but yeah, how anyone thinks he's God, I don't know. What's wrong with people? So they made an Instagram post, the management company that's owned by the church, which is weirdly now its only Instagram post. SM Films Incorporated is a talent management company that was born from a series of collaborations between a video director named Isaiah Shin and a group of talented TikTok dancers who felt like they were spending too much of their creative energy focused on business deals that often went unfulfilled and unpaid. Without proper representation, the dancers felt like the industry was taking advantage of their hard work and skills. The dancers knew that Isaiah's father, Dr. Shin, so yeah, the dad, that's God. Jesus God. Oh no, God, Jesus God. I don't know, but the one they called the prophet God. Yeah, the one that drives the Bentley, the rich one that takes all the money, was a respected businessman and asked if he could help with their business affairs so they could focus on the creative side of their work. To be honest, I don't believe that. They kind of probably if you're in that church, you get forced to sign to this. That's only allegedly, but then it goes on to say about how they've done well and they've been successful with TikTok due to their hard work, and that the CEO of 7M is Dr. Robert Shin. Why is he a doctor? What's he a doctor of? Or just when you're a prophet, can you get you to call yourself a doctor? It must be that. And that he's also the pastor of funny name church that I can't pronounce. And it's not true there is any business affiliation between the two, which can we believe that? I don't think so, but and then they go on to say that if you're a member of one, then you don't have to be a member of the other. So if you go to the church, then you don't have to be a member of the dance group. So basically, if you go to church and you're a shit dancer, you're not going to be in the group. And if you're a good dancer and you're not going to pay your money, you can fuck off, because they just want your money. They want all the good dancers and all the money. God wants another Bentley, basically. Then they go on to say that the funny name church that I can't pronounce has nothing to do with the Seven Mountain Mandate. I've no idea what that is. I probably should have read into that, but I can't be asked. If you want to do it for me, tell me what it is in the comments. And that the M refers in the 7M refers to millennium. I have no idea. I don't really care, to be honest. Then it goes on to waffle about more how talented they all are and how hard workers they are. And then it brings Katie Paulson into it, who, for reasons that are not clear to us, an online blogger named Catherine, I can't even pronounce that. Geez, I have to start learning this shit before I come on. Paulson, who has been sued by other parties for making false and malicious claims on her site, started a campaign against 7M and the clients that we manage, including a despicable act of trying to turn a private family dispute into a tawdry public scandal. She has recklessly defamed many innocent individuals in the process, and she should be held accountable. Well, I think a lot of people have tried to hold her accountable, but it never actually really works. There was that lawsuit with, what's it, Tati Westbrook, and that just kind of all of a sudden just ended, and Katie went on to say that she'd been manipulated by certain people and apologised, and it was stupid. Oh, instead of like backing down or leaving things alone for a while, in typical Katie fashion, she's like doubled down. Like every single post is about this church now and this girl. Um, to be fair, that's probably what I do because I'm a twat like that too. She can't shut her mouth. Then she's got all these accounts going after a kid. Leave a kid out of it. Today was weird because she had to be a mum and take her son to the doctor. Rolls eyes, sarcasm, resentment. Typically, she's on the internet stalking people 12 to 18 hours a day while her special needs son is neglected. So, of course, then, because her kid was mentioned, she starts posting, this is the God's wife, ex-wife, daughter. One's an accountant. Kind of weird vibe going on there with it. So anyway, she's posted that, and then of course, then father abandoning children. She is funny though. She just digs herself in deeper, and then she's got this whole long passage on what a shit father he is. Then he married Esther. I was like, Robert left to seek his dream to become a famous pastor. Then he married Esther and had 2 more kids. When Robert grew bored of Esther, how does she know he grew bored of her? She might not have been giving out. That's maybe why he moved on. That's a joke before anybody asks me in the comments. So he divorced her. Esther left with her 2 kids. One is Isaiah. Robert played very little role in the kids' lives. Kids were an inconvenience for Robert, says former members. Now, James Derek B. a loyal follower of Robert, is following in his prophet's footsteps. James may be a victim of Robert, but his son doesn't see it that way. James has all but abandoned his responsibilities as a father. His ex-wife says that James pays no child support. Well, he's God. He doesn't have to pay child support. He gave you the world, but makes little to no effort into having a relationship with his son. Well, again, he's busy doing godly things. His son is growing up watching his dad chase fame and fortune over a relationship with him. He's watching his father get involved in a second cult. Oh, he's had 2 cults. Oh, there's 2. While abandoning him and his needs. James, your son needs his father. You only get 1 shot at being a dad, and now you're failing at it miserably. You will never get this time back with your son. He may never forgive you for leaving him. Oh, I can imagine him reading this. Going to be making God very angry, Katie. Anyway, she's still going because they have these advertisements for these weight loss apps, and Katie's against them now because they're advertising them. So you can probably expect about 27 more videos per day from Katie about this church and about the dude that's a bad dad and is God and he has a Bentley. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.